Welcome back, everybody. We have another episode of Fourth Quarter Sports featuring your boy Ryan. I got my man Yves over there. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Today, this episode, Yves, it's nothing but basketball, bro. A lot of things is brewing up in the NBA, between Boston, LA, OKC, Detroit. A lot of teams in the league are trying to position themselves for the playoffs. Now, first topic we're gonna jump into, bro, is last night. The Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets played last night. Denver won 103 to 84.
Yeah,
Jamal Murray left with an illness, but Jaylen Brown, he balled out. Joker, he balled out. But the Boston Celtics still ended up losing. So what would you say the results of this game, because of the results of this game, what would you say that the Boston Celtics, is this good for the Boston Celtics or is this good for the Denver Nuggets? What would you lead the results of this game because of what happened?
yeah, man. Of course, any game you lose this late in the season, all losses hurt. So for the Celtics, it does hurt to lose a game here, but you lost to a championship contender, and you lost to somebody that's playing like the best player in the league right now, in Nikola Jokic. So you can't take it too bad. You don't want to lose any games, of course, but this game speaks volumes to the Nuggets. This shows that it doesn't matter who's around them. With Jamal Murray going out, who steps up, who's having an off game. When Jokic has a Jokic game, man, they could be anybody. What he had? He had 30, 12, and 9, I believe. Man,
Yeah.
like, how do you stop that? He's the best big in the league. When Joel
Yeah.
Embiid is out, he's the
Oh,
best big
yeah.
in the league. Man, he dominates the game on offense from every level, from rebounding to passing, setting picks, controlling the ball, pick and roll, whether he's the roller, whether he's the screener, whether he has the ball in his hands, man. I've never seen
Yeah.
a player like this, like Jokic, that can control the level, that can control the game with so many levels and so many facets. And they're a threat. They will always be a threat in the West as long as he is healthy. Watch out for the Nuggets.
I've been telling guys, all my basketball friends, I've been telling guys that Joker has been the best player in the world for the past 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Right, his resume, 3 MVPs. He can't jump onto a curb. He has no athleticism, but he can shoot, pass, and his IQ to make his players around him better is top notch. Now he's averaging another triple double. Right, he's in the conversation for MVP. But we knew that coming into the season. Now, for my MVP right now, between him and Jaylen Brown, I love what Jaylen Brown is doing is because he's leading without Jason Tatum, he's leading the charge. The Boston Celtics are second in the East. We did not expect that. We thought it would be Detroit. Really, we thought it'd be the Knicks and then everyone else,
Yeah.
right? So when it comes to that game last night, I think it says more about Boston is because Boston needs to win games like this to solidify themselves as a contender. Right, because you're going to go against Detroit at some point. You're going to go against the Knicks at some point. But when you can beat teams like Denver, or you can beat an OKC, or you can beat the Spurs, who are another title contender out in the West, it shows that, yeah, one of your best players is down in Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown can lead you to the charge. And I think a type of game like this where Jaylen Brown wins the game for them and having spectacular numbers night in and night out, it shows that, yeah, he is an MVP type player. The millions that you're paying him over the next 5 years, he's worth that. He's worth that anyway, but it really solidifies that.
But hold on, man, not to cut you off though. But like I told you on our last show, gets to the playoffs, when the game slows down, when it gets to, one person carry the charge, we see what's happening. You can't win the game with your best player shooting 33%. That's
Yeah,
that's not respectable, man. Like Jaylen Brown shot 7 for 21 last night. You cannot win the game like that. And also
yeah,
with the Celtics, they live and die by that three ball.
they
When
always do.
and like
They
I'm
always
not gonna
do.
say it's not going to keep falling because it has. It's worked for
Yeah,
years now. But the
yeah,
game it doesn't happen, man. You see this. They fall again to a slump. If they can't knock down their shots, their threes, their whole game crumbles around there.
yeah. And you're gonna need Peyton Pritchard to step up. You're gonna need Derek White to step up. Those guys need to knock down shots,
Yeah, they
right?
were both 1 for 3. Derek White was 4 for 9. I mean, so people were shooting. Ron Harper shot 1 for 7. I don't even know why he's shooting 7 threes.
Yeah,
Of course, they
yeah,
were some garbage time threes, but they
yeah,
needed to drive the ball. they do realize who they have on that team. They realize Jaylen Brown can get to the rim at will, how athletic that man is. He needs to play more above the rim, kind of like Anthony Edwards. Although he does shoot a lot of threes, Ant does. Ant likes to get to the rim. He likes to get downhill. I don't see that same, let me get downhill, get to my spot in Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and he should do it more, right? Not to say he can't get downhill. I think when he has his mind in attack mode, as he's been doing for majority of the season, averaging just under 30 points a game, no one can stop him. He has a big body, he has athletic, he has the handle, he does have the shot. When his shot is on, he's unstoppable. You can forget about it. That pull up, that transition three, off the bounce, off pick and roll, however you want it, he gonna give it to you. When he's on and his mindset is on being in attack mode, because here's the reality: he didn't play the game before Denver. He sat out. So he should be well rested. And I don't know why the reason. I hope it wasn't for load management. That's another topic that we already discussed. But games like that, when you're an East Coast team playing in the West, man, you got to play and showcase that. Because honestly, there's better teams in the West than in the East. It's always been that way. So that leads me into my next question: is that okay? With Denver being where they are, number 2 in the East, right? And this Shams Charania, ESPN Shams Charania reported that Jason Tatum is now eligible, or he's now doing 5-on-5 full contact scrimmaging with the team. Do you think Jason Tatum should be brought back this season? Do you think he should even make that decision for himself, or the coaching staff, the training staff should to agree with that?
I think that if they have the confidence that this team can win a ring, let him come back in the regular season. If you're going to do it, you cannot wait to the playoffs time. You can't drop him in a week before the playoffs start, try to get him in rotation and rev him up. It's not going to work that way. If he's running fives now, get him in, send him to the G League, let him get some burn with those boys, bring him back with about a month left, let him kind of fill out the rust here. But I would hate to see what we saw with Tyrese Halliburton, what we saw with KD, what we see with these players that come back too early. Man, you cannot play with an Achilles. Like
Yeah.
this isn't the sport to play with that injury, man. I would hate to rush back for a chance to win the ring this year and then ruin the rest of his career.
No, I agree, bro. I was just saying that, Achilles and knee injuries, ACL injuries, they take a year plus to come back from.
Exactly.
Now, he tore his ACL back in the playoffs, back in April of 2025, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, is he coming up on a year? Yes. In my opinion, there's no need to come back. Let this team figure out what they need to do. Let Jaylen Brown be Jaylen Brown and lead the charge. And then coming back the following season, you can gear back up. Now, yes, Tyrese Halliburton will be back, right? The Knicks may have the same team, may not have the same team, right? Giannis may be in the West. He may be in the East. He may get traded. We don't know,
B might
but
be healthy.
could be, right? But when it comes to Jason Tatum, man, you have a long season, bro. You're only 26, 27 years old. You are solidified yourself as a superstar in the league already with a championship. You don't need to rush being back. Being a player who from personal experience, tearing my ACL took me 12 to 13 months to come back. Those ACLs and those Achilles are no joke. And some guys don't return the same from tearing those ligaments, right? Because when you're playing now, you're jittery, right? You don't know if you want to go to the rim. You don't know if you want to shoot the pull up. You don't want to land wrong on your knee or your Achilles. You always have a subconscious mindset of how you want to move on the basketball court. So Jason Tatum should take his time and let Jaylen Brown and Boston Celtics figure out, because they can get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just, can they get over the hump with the Knicks? Can they get over the hump with Detroit?
Yeah.
It's something we'll just have to find out and see. But this is where Jaylen Brown, I think this is where he'll really separate himself as a superstar in the league, because he's able to do that.
I really think, man, I think them being this good kind of ruined their plan. I truly
Think
believe.
so?
Look at the team construction, the way they kind of moved last offseason, who they picked up, how they
Hmm.
handled their contracts,
Yeah,
getting
that hurt.
things of that nature. I think they fully expected this to be not a tanking year, but this to kind of be like a laid back seventh, eighth league year. Retool the team and come back strong next year. I truly don't believe they expected to be the 2 seed at this point in the season. Now it's a whole different game plan. You can't plan for the NBA. Things happen. But I don't think they really thought they would be in this position here to make this decision. So hope he's smart about it. Wish him the best.
Yeah. Yeah, no. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. Transition to another topic, man. This is gonna be a spicy one, Eves. And as you know, growing up, as you and I know, basketball is one of the best sports. A lot of black men, a lot of black athletes, we've elevated basketball, right? And Kevin Durant has some comments about basketball, USA basketball and AAU. I'm gonna read it verbatim. He said, "That's all I hear. AAU is destroying the game. The Euro League is doing it right. The Euro players are doing it right, while the Americans do it wrong. It's a lot of bullshit that I see. I can read between the lines on that. It's a shot at black athletes, at black players. We're controlling the sport. We're tired of y'all telling us to stop controlling the sport. France is coming for us. Really? We smacked them boys."
Yeah.
So he was basically implying that, hey, basketball, yes. You hear a lot of people talking about AAU is bad for kids. It's bad for the youth, and European guys are getting better, right? My question to you is, what's your thoughts, man? Is KD right about what's going on in AAU and USA basketball versus other countries? What do you think?
So I think it's kind of a two-pronged answer. I do think some things AAU does is wrong. Like kids shouldn't be running this many games. Kids are running 4, 5, 6 game tournaments back to back, repetitive weekends constantly. They're putting too much wear and tear on their body on such a young age. And we're seeing that now when they get to the NBA eventually, load managing. They already have so many more miles in their body than players in the 90s and 80s has because they weren't having this much exposure as a kid. I do think some coaches can't coach. Some coaches are coaching for the wrong reasons. Every coach isn't giving, players the foundation and skills they need to succeed. Some coaches, I got a 6'2" guy, you're running my center, when really you should be having your guard skills, but the coach is worried about getting the AAU win right now. But I also think that it's the best thing that we have right now. And I hate the argument of the the European players are coming over, taking over the league. While yeah, the top 3 or 4 might be doing that, but it's such a gap. We can give y'all the top 5. The top 5, we'll say it's a formula top 5. If we go to the top 30, it's those top 5 and then it's all American players. We still have the depth, we still have the quantity, we still have amazing quality as well. But right now, they're in their generational time where we have to give them the credit. Jokic, Wemby, Giannis are amazing players, and you can't discredit them. But outside of the top guys coming over from Europe, we still see a lot of buzz from Europe. We still see a lot of players that get drafted that never make the transition. A lot of players that can't make it in America still go overseas and play in Europe. It's a reason why America is still the standard for basketball. So, yes, it's a shot. People want to make an argument, a conversation. It's a hot topic to speak on. But everybody knows the best ball is played here in America, man. It's not up for debate.
I'll tell you this, bro. And this topic definitely hit home for me because I 100% agree with KD. Let me tell you why. It's because if you look at every single NBA legend that has a podcast, that's an analyst, from Charles Barkley to Shaq to you name it, and they're talking about today's players.
Yeah.
Find me an NBA legend that talks good about today's players in today's game.
You can't.
They always got something to say, right? And what I often tell guys is that today's players skillfully, the shooting, the playmaking, the ball handling, the spacing, today's players are way better than, yes, in my opinion, the early 2000s and in the 90s. The only thing about the 90s and the 80s that you can foul more,
Yeah.
right? You can go in the lane and knock somebody. You can check them in the air, right? Bad
Playing
boys
like,
Pistons.
playing like me.
Exactly. Right. So when I saw that, there's a lot of things that was floating in my mind, but he's absolutely right. It is a shot at black athletes. It's a shot at black players in basketball. Black players have elevated the NBA. Right? David Stern was a commissioner when Allen Iverson was in the league and he was at his peak. Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, these guys. You think about what's happening in that era of basketball and how much that transcended the game. Right? You think about before Michael Jordan, it was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Right? After that, it came this guy named Michael Jordan. After that, it came Kobe Bryant and AI. And because of these guys, because of what's happened and how much the game has grown over the years, it helped the sport, right? Now, yes, we didn't have a lot of European players back in the 90s, right? You had Tony Kukoc, Steve Nash is from Canada.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the guys that we have now. Yes, we have better European players that can play it. Luka, you can even consider SGA being international since he's from Canada. Now you got Dennis Schroeder. He's one of the best point guards. He's probably the best point guard out of Germany, right? You had Ricky Rubio. You had the list goes on of guys that elevated the game that came from their countries as the best player. So what Katie was getting at, and I agree, is that as much as the basketball player from America, LeBron, Steph, KD, there's a lot of harping on these guys being great but winning the championship. What he's trying to say is, well, why we don't talk about the European players putting enough pressure on them as well, like Luka.
Yeah.
Luka's great. He need to be winning the championship.
Exactly.
Joker got one, Giannis got one, SGA got one, right? As much as y'all talk about us, why you're not saying that to the European players as well who are great? And he has a point. And that bothered me because it's always been that way. Because the black athlete, because guys come from inner cities that use basketball to elevate their quality of life that became really good, they get to the league. And because of social media, because someone can send you a message or comment a picture, or being able to connect with you on that level, it makes guys not want to be in the forefront as much because of the vitriol that fans could give you on an app, on a platform.
Yeah.
And when it comes to what he said as well, he said AAU is destroying the game. Here's the reality, bro. AAU has been around for probably before we were born.
And it's not going nowhere.
It's not going nowhere, right? If you think about every player who became great, even myself that played basketball, even you, Yves, we all played AAU, right? You want to get to the next level, you want to get better, you play AAU. If your high school team was garbage, which most high school teams, depending on where you go, could be garbage. If you want to be seen, you had to play AAU and
Yeah.
go get seen, right? So I think what they're alluding to when it comes to Europe and when it comes to AAU and here in America, in Europe, Luka became a pro at 12, 13 years old.
And
That's the difference. That's the difference. Guys
exactly.
were pros. Guys were pros when we were entering high school.
Yeah. Rubio was pro at like 13. It's the difference.
13.
But
They
it's
was
the reason
making
they
money,
pros,
right?
man. The confidence
Yeah.
is a reason.
It's a reason, right? So when they get to the NBA, like Luka, when he got to the NBA, he didn't miss a beat. His rookie year, he was giving out 20 and 30 a game because he's already been around pros and
Yeah.
was in a pro system, which helped him.
He's
But
playing
here
with
in America, we got to go through that high school system, right? We got to go through that college system. So when it comes to AAU destroying the game, I don't believe that. I do believe there's a lot of, since money's being floating around with youth in high school and college, a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. They do it for a check
yeah.
rather than doing it to really help the players. I talk about this all the time with some of the guys that I know that's doing that. That you got to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I know there's money behind it, but make sure it's not all about the money, because we see young guys now are getting paid in high school and college that they don't have to fire to get to the next level because they're already getting paid now. If you're paying me over 100,000, 500,000 at 19 years old, I'm not a rush to get better and get to the next level.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna chill.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Give me
I'm a
six,
big
7 years in
man.
college.
Yeah.
Right? So Katie's spot on with this, and I think this is a conversation that's just getting started. Because yes, there's going to be more European players other that coming from other countries that are really good, that they're the best player in their age. There's guys that we don't know that's going to come to the United States, come to the NBA and dominate, as they should, and that's fine. But as far as USA, we're always going to have the better players. One thing about USA, we we practice a lot of young guys that I know, a lot of trainers that I know, ball handling, shooting,
Yeah,
one-on-one, spacing, setbacks, rip throughs, ball screen coverages. That's what we focus on. Where in Europe, it's more fundamentals, which is nothing wrong with that. But KD is right. If Europe was better than us, we would have lost to France.
exactly.
We would have lost to Spain. And over the years, we've proven that we have the better players. In 2028 and at the Olympics in LA, they're going to prove it again. Will other teams and other countries be better? Sure, but when it comes to knowing how to play the game, when it comes to our jumping ability, our shooting ability, how the tenacity that we have coming where we come from, I don't believe Europe will catch them to their regard that they're going to beat us. So this is a conversation that we can go on about, bro. I had it was formulating in my mind when I saw him say that, when I heard him say that. But there's a lot of validity to what he was saying, and understanding that, look, this is where the game is. And the most people that don't like it are the old heads because they're stuck in their ways on how they came up in basketball, which I understand.
Hey, so look, I got to ask you something, man, because you went a lot further than I did. So you can speak more to this than I can. I want to know the mental aspect as well. Like, how do you feel when you line up with somebody and you see them and you're not from here, man. You're not checking me. You're not guarding me. You didn't play on the playgrounds I played on. You didn't have to play how I played, man. Like, what's that? Walk me through that mindset when you're playing overseas or you're playing a foreign-born player. How do you approach that as opposed to playing in America with American players?
No, you said it right then and there, bro. When I was playing in Europe for several years, I can vaguely remember when I was in Spain, right? A lot of guard play in Spain. There's a lot of good guards in Spain that can pass and shoot. You think of Ricky Rubio, there's a lot of Ricky Rubios out there, right? So as a guy coming from where I come from, right? We come from inner city, suburban. Mom had to work 3 jobs to take care of you, use basketball to get you here. This is all we got.
Yeah,
There is no going back. You have killer mentality,
exactly.
right? You have killer mentality. I don't care if you're from Europe. I don't care if you're from Australia. I don't care if you're from the Atlantic Ocean. You want to go over. You going against me. You're gonna see what I'm about, and that's the tenacity that a lot of players, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steph, Ant Man, Devin Booker, that team that won that Olympics back in 2024,
Yeah,
they had that, and that's the mindset that a lot of players understand. When we go over there, when they go over there, they're going over there to kill. The Dream Team '92, it wasn't even close.
they ain't
We're
losing.
going to embarrass. We're going to embarrass you, right? So to answer your question, that's the thought process. When you have that killer thought process, knowing that, and on top of that, I think subconsciously as players, we know America's talking about you. Like, hey, these guys lose. They
Yeah,
come back to the crib, man. We gonna get them hell. Everybody's watching.
think of a guy like Mike James, man. No disrespect, because once again, went way further than I ever did. Mike James didn't make it in America like
Yeah,
that. He had a little
yeah,
stint with the Nets, did his thing. He's a bucket. Mike James, I don't know the exact league, but Mike James is the all-time leading scorer in one of these European leagues. A guy that
yeah.
couldn't even get serious burn. He was a ninth, 11th man
He's
on
he's
the
nice with it. Yeah,
exactly, man. It's
yeah.
different, man. I'm tired of this.
Different.
I'm tired of this attack. I'm tired of this false narrative. Yes, there's some amazing European players.
Yeah,
Ain't
one
nobody
hundred
coming
percent.
to the crib and taking basketball away, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and basketball to be great in any sport, just not basketball in anything. It's about having that fervor. It's about having that thought process, a killer instinct. That's why we love Kobe and Mike so much.
Yeah,
Killer instinct, having that thought process, like, bro, I don't care who you are, where you from, you getting this work,
exactly.
right? And I think a lot of players, even now, I think going into the Olympics in 2028, what Kevin Durant said is going to be plastered all as a coach. I think if Eric Spoelstra or Ty Lue that are coaching the USA team, this should be plastered all over the wall for these guys when they walk into the locker room
Oh
to
yeah,
start getting ready for the Olympics, or what Kevin Durant said, or what the media is saying about European players coming over and dominating the game, right?
all right, we got some good
So,
bulletin board
I
material, man.
yeah, for sure. So I'll tell you this, speaking of European players, right? We'll kind of wrap up with this because it goes back to kind of what I was saying, right? I give you Luka an example. Luka is a great player. He's the best guard that come out of his country. He is where he's from.
Yeah.
I think he's from Sylvania. He is Sylvania. He's the best guard. He go to anywhere in his country, he's solidified. They'll throw a parade for him, right?
100%.
My question to you, Yves, is that his style of play, I never seen a guard that can score and breathe the way he does, right? We have a lot of great scores that came through basketball, from KD to James Harden to AI. I think when it comes to Luka and seeing him play live a couple of weeks ago, he scores and it's just like breathing. He doesn't even worry about it. The only thing about Luka, the two things that Luka that I think is going to stop him is his defense, his willing to play defense, and the referees. I never seen a play. I know a lot of players argue with the referees. This guy will have a debate show in the middle of the game with the referees.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So my question to you is that, do you trust Luka to lead a championship team? I'm sorry, to lead a team to a championship in his career?
Let me tell you this. I think Luka is an amazing player. He's already on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He might be a Hall of Famer already now because of his overseas career. You know how they do the Hall of Fame with basketball. But I think for Luka to be successful, he has to have a team built around him perfectly. Similar to what he had in Dallas, maybe with a couple of better pieces, but really key in to how they built around James Harden in Houston. It's that
Mhm.
same type of philosophy, that same ISO ball is, it's Luka centric. So the way it's constructed now, and it hurts me to say it because he's my GOAT. And Luka, that's not a championship team. You cannot have two
Agree.
AR2. You can't have
Mhm.
three ball dominant. I'm not here to play defense. I'm not trying to move off ball. Not trying to set no screens. You can't have that. Do I think that 2 or 3 years down the line, LeBron's money off the books? Maybe they trade Austin Reeves. Maybe they can coexist better, kind of like Luka and Kyrie did as a 1-2 punch. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame talent player. But the way it's constructed now, it's not going to happen. It's not happening this year. It's not happening next year. He needs to be around elite defenders, knockdown shooters, a lob threat of a big, and defenders 2 through 5. The 6 man too. Hey, lock somebody up. Why? You build a team around him.
Yeah.
He has the skill to do it, but it's really going to be. It's not going to be like the Thunder of last year. It's not going to be you have your second and third option coming with you on a nightly basis. It's going to be the Lucas show. Everybody else fall in line, hit your threes, play defense. But it's not the way the league is going no more. It's NBA. It's team ball now. Maybe a couple years ago he could have done it, but I don't see it happening right now, man.
A lot of people gonna be mad at me about this, but when I think of Luke and the way he scores, I think of James Harden, right? I think of guys that need the ball. Obviously, put it this way: every great player that ever played basketball needed the ball. That's a given. I think with Luka, why he reminds me of James Harden is because his style of play, respectfully, and I know a lot of people gonna bash me for this. Him and James Harden, their style of play does not win championships. Let me tell you why. They'll win you a game. They may win you a playoff series. James Harden already proven in a close game, in a game 6, game 7, down the stretch. He did it with Philly. I'm sorry for you, Yves. He did it in Philly. All right, that he can close out. Why? Because the ball is attached to his hand. When the ball gets to him, it kills the offense.
Yeah,
Right? James Harden will win you a lot of regular season games. Before he got traded from the Clippers, they were on like a 10, 12, 11, I think 11, 12 game winning streak. He was in his bag, right? When it comes to Luka and what we've seen him do, the way he scores the ball, the way he's so efficient in that regard is great. But when you load up with teams that play defense like OKC or Detroit,
yeah,
listen, I'm telling you, anytime that I played against a player, or Eves, if you played against a player that can score and you're playing them, say you're playing them in a pickup game 2 or 3, like 3 or 4 times, and they beat you the first game, you're gonna load up the second, the third, and fourth game to get them. You know what I mean? And that's how that's how it works. That's how it goes. And so I love Luka. I think he's gonna be. I mean, he's already a Hall of. If he retires today, he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, the numbers are there. He's a great player. He's a show. He's an iconic global superstar. But guys like him don't win championships because of the way they played, how the ball sticks. If you look at all the NBA teams that ever won a championship, from Golden State to Denver to even when they moved the ball, they had players that were great. They had players that needed the ball, but not to the point where you had to dribble 8 to 11 times to get a shot off.
Man, on top of that, it takes a team out of it as well.
Yeah,
We going back,
yeah,
pick up example, man. I'm not going to keep sitting in the corner. I'm
waiting on
not
you.
doing it. Then I finally get
Yeah,
it. I'm not gonna fumble the ball, but I'm not gonna
yeah,
catch the rhythm. I'm like, oh man, like I'm nervous. I got jitters now. That
yeah,
is demoralizing to a team. You saw Clint Capella, DeAndre Ayton last night. I'm
yeah,
not Clint Capella. I can't get.
yeah,
It's crazy. It just
yeah,
hurt the team, I believe. I think even
yeah,
more in the NBA on the brighter stage, you're a way skillful, a way better player. Nobody wants to get 2, 4, 3 shots a game, maybe 4, 5, 6 touches in the game. Nobody wants that, man. It's hard to stay engaged. It's hard to play defense. It's hard to dive for a loose ball. It's hard to fill a lane. For what? For the chance that I might get the ball now, I'm gonna fill the lane. And of course, Luka can find anybody on the basketball court. He's an amazing passer as well. I just wonder if you go down from what you had now, 34 and 9, and maybe you gave us 30 and 12. You gave us 28 and 13. How much different we would see Luka and how much more engaged the team would be knowing that the ball moves around a lot more. Like look at the shot
yeah,
last night, 2 nights ago now.
yeah,
You put
yeah,
LeBron through LeBron a grenade, man. You had a shot,
yeah.
you got nervous, you didn't take it, threw LeBron a grenade. And that happens all the time. A lot of just late shot clock passes, not padded stats, but he pat, 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 is not there. He drives around, throws a last minute pass, and that's not winning basketball.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. And that's what I think of. We look at a lot of players who are great offensively, and that's one thing about basketball. You can showcase how great you are offensively. The caveat is, does it win? Can it win a championship? Right. And that's the one thing about guys like Luca and James Harden. You can put Iverson in there, right? You can put Westbrook in there, right?
Right, true.
Guys that have that fervor of they'll score on anybody to make things happen. Does the ball end up helping getting your other teammates involved and getting them better?
Yeah.
And the structure with the Lakers that they have right now, you said it, bro. I mean, LeBron's not gonna give you championship defense. The man is in his 40s. You think he's gonna take a charge like that? No.
And he can still get you a takedown block, but he's not sitting in that chair.
He ain't sitting in that chair and sitting down on a player one on one. I mean, he'll do it maybe a couple times a game, but if you
Yeah.
really put him in a blender, you could,
You got
in
possession.
my opinion.
Yeah, you got
Right?
possession, but you're not getting the whole game of that. You right.
Yeah. You think about in Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, his numbers offensively have gotten better, right? But same thing. Him and Luca, you look at can they play? Can they score? Absolutely. But can they defend? Right. So if you go against guys, if we go and score for score, but you score on me and I score back, I noticed the game of basketball right now is they say defense win championships. Right now, no, it's offense because scoring is at all-time high in today's game.
Yeah.
That's where players gotten better. But for Luca and to answer that question, I would say right now, no. The Lakers going to have to restructure some things around him, like you say, add some shooters, add some guys that can really play around him. But for him, I think it's going to go back to his defensive mindset and stop arguing so much with the referees, but also understanding that, hey, bro, your offense is great. Do what you do, but understand when it's time for crunch time, when it's time for game 6, game 7, don't hit us with the James Harden effect. Right? The one of the reasons he went to the Western Conference Finals with the Mavs, um, he had a good team, right? You had Kyrie on that team.
Yeah.
That team played together. I mean, for Nico Harrison to break that up, that's why we were all like, "What are you doing?"
That's why he's
because
employed.
you had two great guards. When Luka couldn't get it done, you had Kyrie that's already been there, and Kyrie is a showstopper that can pass, and he doesn't need a lot of dribbles to get to where he need to get to.
Exactly.
So we'll see, man. I think we'll start a pot with that. A lot of people will see that and be like, "Hey, do they got a point?" I think we both got a point.
I mean, you build a team around them. You can't. And just one last topic with that, man. Their team is so it's offense or it's defense. Like
Yeah.
Vando is all defense, no offense. Marcus Smart,
He a defensive guy. You think about it. Yeah. 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 They'll get to the playoffs, and that's where uh first round they run into somebody. If they run into OKC or they run into Spurs, even Denver. Or yeah. Yep. Yep. Cool, man. Well, 2 minute report. Man, I got a great one. I got a great question for the 2 minute report. So obviously, the last couple of years, we know that the slam dunk contest has been a disaster, right? I think Adam Silver's doing his best to revamp it. I think honestly, after this All Star weekend that we just seen, just get rid of it. We can have Matt McClung come back. We got guys from the G League coming in. We got guys who are in the NBA. We didn't even know they were in the NBA participating that won this slam dunk contest. No disrespect. He was dancing more than he was dunking, but hey, he won, right? We had a conversation about who are the some of the best dunkers that ever came through the league. I mean, the list goes on. So I'm gonna ask you, bro, just give me five. Give me your top five all-time best, most athletic dunkers in the league from the old era to new era, however you want to do is your top five. However you want to do it. Oof. Yeah, Gerald Green. Yeah, I forgot about him. You got MJ, you got Kobe, you got Steve Francis, you got Ja, you got Zion, you got okay. Who you thinking? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's Sam Dunk. Yeah, man. Some of the guys on your list is also on my list. I got Vince Carter. I'm starting with MJ, no particular order, but MJ, Vince Carter, um, LeBron James. I think one of the most athletic times LeBron, in my opinion, his most athletic uh plays we've seen was when he was with the Miami Heat, right? So obviously Toronto, Vince Carter, MJ, obviously in Chicago. I'll put Russ in there, MVP Russ. I mean, as a point guard, we think about him and Derrick Rose and what they did to the game. I think those guys transcended the guard position, right? When they were playing, I mean, you got young kids that are trying to 6 feet trying to dunk, right? So I would definitely say put Russ in there. I know this is kind of a bonus. He's probably not in my top five, but it's a bonus. But I put Steve Francis in there, right? Steve Francis. I don't. You said what? Crazy, right? And I'm thinking about the 2000. I'm thinking about the when he was in the slam dunk contest with Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady and those guys, and how much that slam dunk contest, I mean, changed the game in as far as the dunking in general, right? My last one, I'm gonna put Zach LaVine in there. I'm gonna put Minnesota Zach LaVine in there. How he floated through the air. If you go back and watch that slam dunk contest, I believe it was 2000, I want to say 15 or 16. He floated through the air. I mean, effortlessly. It was like breathing. I mean, the kid flew in the air. It was almost, it looked like a like a Michael Jordan S type dunking skill. So there's a whole bunch of players we probably missed. We just gave you our top five. You can write in the comments who's your top five dunkers of all time. But other than that, we out. Fourth quarter sports. Until next time.